Dun, dun, good morning. Where are we? We are the 29th of October. It's 8:34, and we're playing some Team D. We're doing session 31, Odyssey of the Dragonlords, titled Follow Your Hearts. We'll do a recap, and we'll kind of get into it. Hopefully, we're missing two people right now, so hopefully they wake up or quit playing Warhammer. Anyways, we'll do our recap and get into it. If Arcadia is here, I think she's here.
Yes, good morning, everybody. Streaming live to you from Boston, Massachusetts. So we began the session around 1:15 p.m. on Saturday, our 69th day together, with 28 days remaining of the Oath of Peace. And the volcano is looking like it's about to erupt, and we haul ass over to the barricaded exit and start taking some of the planks down. But Arcadia runs over with her golden shield of Vulcan, casts the spell Thunderwave, and blasts all of the barricade out, and they make good time towards the lizard folk village. Amitrius puts Nico on his back, who smacks him in the rump. Yeah! Amitrius does not look very pleased. So we get to the lizard folk village. People and animals are starting to freak out, and they come on board with us. And Corbin goes to his and the Oracle's cabin to make sure it's secure and that none of the lizard men make their way in there. And even though he's in a rush, he notices that Vengeance's pile of gold is a little smaller. Demetrius instructs the crew to put Bragos in a makeshift brig. And when Gravik gets on board, he looks for Aziz, and Aziz is perched on the mast, watching everything, and he looks mightily pleased with himself. Gravik goes up to the mast and tells Aziz he doesn't have a home to go back to and that his father sacrificed himself to the volcano. Aziz takes off flying to the island. He's only gone about 10 minutes when he comes back and looks very sullen. And Gravik says this could be his home now, and they can rebuild his hoard later. And Aziz says he's working on it. Vengeance, though, is angrily flying straight towards Aziz, and Gravik gets in between them, holding his arms out, and manages to convince her not to spew cold breath on Aziz. He tells Aziz to give back the gold, and Aziz says, finders, keepers, losers, weepers. Verena walks up to Amitrius, and she is the tiefling who told him where Bragos is, and she says, I see you got your quarry, and what shall you do with him? I assumed you would have killed him by now. And Amitrius says he intends to end his life in a duel to the death, but he's going to need some time because the situation has changed a little bit with his brother, that his brother thinks he's Bragos's adopted son. And she seems disappointed that he's not going to kill Bragos right away, and says, well, that is your prerogative. And she walks away. Demetrius says he has not forgotten our deal. Demetrius goes up to Steros, the Cyclops we found on the volcano, and asks him what he was doing there. And he finds he was helping the lizard folk build weapons and stuff. And Demetrius knows that Jenkins, which is the race of these people, these Cyclops, are renowned for their weapon making. Steros is not affiliated with the lizard folk, but his father worked for them. And then he says, those whores came and stole him and saw his workings when I was just a kid. The lizard folk raised me, and I just helped build things for them. It was kind of boring building all these weapons all the time, so I started making little figurines. And he says this, and Arcadia is standing in the background with her arms crossed. Demetrius asks if Steros is familiar with Vulcan, and he is, and they think he's a mighty great craftsman. He would like to learn from him someday, and Demetrius said we can arrange to bring him to him. And Steros asked first if he wants to free his father from those whores, which causes Arcadia to walk over and say, we will not make any deals without a consensus. And Steros looks at her and says, it's okay, woman. The men are speaking. And she cannot help but notice a very small grin from Demetrius, but he quickly corrects himself. Steros says when he was a young boy, the Amazons came, saw his craftsmanship, and kidnapped his father on a raid. He is not aware of any prior history, but he was a boy. And Demetrius thinks he might not know the entire story, but Steros says one way or another he will get to Themis and find out for himself. Demetrius asks Steros what he can do for us, and he asks him if he knows anything about shipbuilding. And Steros says he knows a little bit about some things and says, could you not help me out, please? I really need your help. Come on, please, just help me out. And he seems awfully persuasive, but somehow Demetrius resists it. And Demetrius asks why we should help him as we don't have any bond with him. And Steros points Nyx out. And he says, you see the bird that woman has? Where do you think they got the idea how to build them? And Demetrius asks if Steros' father invented the metal beasts. And Steros says yes. And if we help him, he could possibly make one for him. He reaches into his bag and pulls out a little figurine that fits in the palm of your hand. And it looks like a dog. He tells it to walk around, and the statue comes to life and starts walking around. And Demetrius is amazed and asks if it is alive. He says it has its own sense, but not a soul. And he gives it to Demetrius as a thanks for helping him out. Demetrius tells him he has to discuss things with the party and will get back to him. But then he tells Demetrius to put the figurine on the ground and tell it to grow. And when he does so, it grows to the size of a large dog. Demetrius is clearly very impressed and looks at Arcadia and gives her a smug look like, my Symphia is better than yours. And she responds, tell it to go take a flying leap then. And he scoffs at that and walks away offended. The dog follows him and he tells it to go kill rats on the ship, and it barks and bounds off. Now, Arcadia knows that Steros' father, Bront, was taken about 20 years ago, but the Amazons have had Symphys long before that. Meanwhile, back with the dragons, Gravik asks Vengeance how much gold Aziz took, and she says it's not the amount he stole, but the fact he stole it at all, and she wants all of it. Gravik persuades Aziz to give the gold back, and he says, fine, and gold starts raining down from his perch. Vengeance catches it all, about 200 gold pieces, and Gravik replaces the gold with his own. And as Vengeance flies off, she looks back and flips her head. Gravik tells Aziz that stealing is wrong, and the dragon asks him, what else am I supposed to do? I can't leave. You destroyed my home. And Gravik promises he will give him more gold as we travel, and he climbs down the mast. Corbin says, not bad, Gravik. Perhaps you could be a Dragonlord if you wanted to be. And Gravik says, maybe. I don't think I have the genocidal bloodlust as you. Then Corbin goes to Steros and confidentially asks him if he knows anything about the Dragonlords. And he has heard of Corbin, the Dragonlord, and said he was a mighty man that was cut down too soon. And he was a friend of the Jenkins. Corbin says he heard he was stabbed at the back, and Steros said he heard that as well by the Gigons, from the Gigons. And he said Corbin was broking a peace with the Jenkin. He doesn't know who it was. He assumes it probably was that bastard Arclander. Steros says, now can you tell me about that one, the woman, why she's traveling with a bunch of men? I heard that they're savages and they kill men. And Corbin says, she has been most reliable and a good companion so far. Steros says, bah, is she a good cook? Which is interesting. It's glad Arcadia didn't hear that, because that was the very first question Demetrius asked her back when they first met. And Corbin says, she's a very good shot with her arrows. And Steros said, not from what I saw earlier. Corbin warns Steros that Gravik drinks blood and gives him some garlic. Gravik says we should domesticate the dragons to each other, and Vengeance is in her room setting traps around her gold, and she will not tell Corbin how to circumvent them. He might actually injure himself in his own room. We gather in the captain's quarter. Demetrius locks the door. Demetrius says, I've been speaking to Steros the Jankan, and he looks at Arcadia and says, I know he's a bit much for you, no doubt, but I hope you can at least tolerate his ignorance a little bit more for a while, because he seems like he's very skilled. Corbin adds that he was trying to negotiate a peace with his people long ago. And Demetrius asks if he has heard about his father, and she has heard that he is crafting weapons. She doesn't know if he is crafting the beasts, but she does know they have had the beasts long before he was on the island. And Corbin says the Amazons forced to do someone to do this without good reason, and Arcadia says battle is always a good reason. And Arcadia is hot under the collar. She wants to get him off of the ship, because she says she's not in a position to make a decision that would impact their entire people, meaning taking away someone who's providing weapons. And Demetrius argues, but you are, though. That's exactly what you've been doing this entire time, going there to overthrow the queen. That's a position. And Arcadia says that is a position against Lutheria to restore what we had before. And Demetrius thinks that she is letting her judgment being clouded by her dislike for this man. And she says she tends not to like people who call her whores. And she wants him to kneel to her and swear an oath that he and his father will not seek revenge. And Corbin interrupts and says, are you telling me the Amazons need a man to help them? It can't be that they need to enslave a man, which strangely gets to her, which makes sense because Corbin is an honorary Amazon after all. And he also starts to say slavery is something men do. Are the Amazons trying to emulate that? And she says, actually, slavery is often the better outcome in our culture, as we will just execute men. So Demetrius argues that the oracle has spoken. If we are going to have to restore the Amazon society to what it is meant to be, they're probably going to have to make some changes. And he says, if you have indeed captured this man's father and you're forcing him to work and pretty much thrown out this guy's baby to be raised by a bunch of strangers, that is a crime. And that gets Arcadia to think, because she too knows what it's like to be raised not by your parent from a very young age. So Demetrius says, just don't come in swinging, don't come in kicking, don't be Arcadia. You have to be diplomatic if you're going to deal with him. Don't throw him away, he seems useful. And she looks at Demetrius with a slight grin and says, you mean don't be you? And he says, fine, yes, don't be me. Demetrius asks Gravik about the dragons, and it seems to him he had it well under control. But Gravik says it cost him some money, but he thinks that we should make them get along, since Aziz is probably going to be traveling with us. And Demetrius says he can rely on Corbin, as he is a Dragonlord. And Corbin says as long as Vengeance's gold is not disturbed, she will be perfectly fine. And Gravik is now taking a parental role with Aziz. Corbin hands him a copy of the Dragonlord's oath, but Gravik opens his bag of holding and very dismissively drops it in. And Demetrius warns him about the fickle nature of dragons who are not bound by an oath and how dangerous they are. Corbin asks Arcadia what the lava said to her. She says she thinks it was Chelsea, and she was not interested in talking. Demetrius says if we could somehow free her, then we would have a goddess on our side. So we decide to send her a message to pray to her and see if there's any response from the volcano. And Demetrius knows that she suffers everlasting torment trapped at the island's center, and he comes up with a great idea to have Gravik create ice to cool her down. And so Gravik casts Rhymes Binding Ice on Demetrius's prayer bowl, and we all kneel down, close our eyes, pray, and offer this sacrifice. And Arcadia speaks in the divine language you heard her speaking earlier. And, sorry, excuse me. Right. Gravik looks awkward, like he's never really prayed to someone, and Demetrius explains that, she may not talk to us, may only talk to one of us, or may talk to all of us. But if she somehow ends up talking to you, Gravik, do what you can to convince her that we are her friends. Don't fuck it up. And strangely enough, Gravik is the one who hears a response, and he says, fuck. He tells the party, and she says, break the seals. 4 remain. 1 is on Fraxis, which is where the Tower of Sidon is. 1 is on Charybdis. 1 in the Sunken Kingdom, and 1 is with Gravik's god. And Gravik says, Bahamut, that's the closest thing I have to a god. Is Bahamut here in this land? But there is no response. And when we open our eyes, the ice is gone. And Demetrius looks at Gravik smugly like, I told you so. We hear banging on the door. Captain, Captain, come quick. And we find out that Bragos' throat has been slit and he is dead. Demetrius rushes over to him, leans over and starts pumping lay on hands into him. And he's trying to stitch his throat back together with his glowing hands. And he says, no, I'm going to be the one that kills you. But he's unsuccessful. He finds that the guards were bonked in the back of the head, even though they were standing with their backs to the wall. He asks Nico to see if he can gather any clues, and Nico thinks it might be Chelsea, but Demetrius knows it was the tieflings because they can turn invisible. And he tells one of the crewmen to bring Verena to him. And he asks her why she killed him. And she turns, and her back is completely covered in scars. And she says, I brought him to my justice. What he did to you, he did to me, and worse. And Demetrius says, when we next land on Mitros, I want you and your tieflings to leave the ship. And it's not actually the fact that she killed Bragos, but the fact that she went behind his back that is making him angry. He goes to Electrion and breaks the news that his father is dead. And Electrion is, where is his murderer? Show him to me. And Demetrius says, I've exiled her from the ship. And he's like, her? A woman? He says, you're saying a woman killed my father, defenseless? And he asks, was it the human? And Demetrius will not answer. And he says, they have been exiled. I don't want you seeking revenge over this. Electrion says, I'm making an oath. I will bring his killer to justice if I have to kill every woman on this planet. And Demetrius says, you're better than me. You're always been better than me. I know you could have killed me that day, but you didn't. But I wasn't so brave. I need you to be better than me again. Please don't go down this path. I want something better for you. I want you to become a great, great man. And Electrion says, I already am a great man. Demetrius says, well, I don't know if you've heard anything about it, but it is true that he is working with the 5 gods, and Alexion is sickened by hearing that. Meanwhile, Corbin has gone back to his room and been trapped in a large net as he got too close to Vengeance's gold. Go back to Demetrius. He talks with Alexion, and Alexion says there is no god and no 5 gods. And Demetrius offers to keep him on the ship. He could support him however he wants. Alexion argues that Bragos gave them a life. Demetrius says he used them, but Demetrius says, if you must be upset with anyone for Bragos' death, let it be me. And he allows Alexion to have the captain's quarters. The lizard folk tell Demetrius if he wants to drop them off, he can, but they have no home now as it has been destroyed, and he offers them jobs on the crew. And 12 of them decided to stay, but the queen warns him that if they travel with him, they are not vegans like us, they eat meat. And Demetrius comes clean and tells him he also eats meat. He just didn't want to eat her child. Demetrius asks the crewmen to inform the lizard folk to make their decision by midnight, because that's the last time we'll go to their island when he sends the Antikythera. And Arcadia sees the queen is returning to the island with her children, 1 male and 1 female. And she asks her regarding the fate of her children, what determines who they feast on. The queen says there are a lot of factors, but they only eat the males if that helps. And Arcadia then drops the conversation. And Demetrius looks over at her very disturbed, like, what the hell is wrong with you? Arcadia walks right up to Steros. And she says, we will bring you to Themis, but you must swear that you will not seek revenge upon my people, and neither will your father. And he says, why don't you take me to the island out of your good nature and maybe change my mind that not all of your people are savages? And even though Arcadia was dead set against Steros, something happens to her and she actually agrees. And he promises that when we get to Themis, he will promise he will not attack the Amazons if they do not attack him, but he cannot speak for his father as his mind might be too far gone, and he makes that oath. And since she's also feeling this weird sense that she wants to do what he asked, she offers this piece of information, which is very unlike her, and she says, I too know what it's like to be brought up without a parent at an early age. And Demetrius asks Arcadia what happened, and he says, well, I'm glad you two managed to hash it out. I would have hated to kick him off. And she says, I would have hated that too. And she walks off, and he looks a bit odd, like, what the hell? So we go to the island, sets the Antikythera to the constellation of the Golden Heart. And when we asked Kyra what the 4 remaining constellations represented, which are the ones that we can get to without the extra piece of the Antikythera, she wasn't able to tell us, but she just said, follow your heart. And Arcadia felt that was a hint, which is why we are going there. Corbin asks vengeance for the staff, and she will part with it for 58 gold pieces, but Demetrius says absolutely not. It's a baby dragon. It's time to teach her some manners. We can't have her acting like that every time we pick shit up. She's going to be stealing it. So Corbin persuades her that this is all a hoard shared by the party. But because she's a baby dragon, she looks at him, looks at the staff, looks at him, looks at the staff, and then licks the entire staff and gets her cooties all over it. He picks it up with 2 fingers very gingerly and hands it to Demetrius, who hands it to Gravik, who actually doesn't know what it does. And we decide to give it to Steros, who tells us that it is a staff of thunder and lightning. They flip a coin for it, and Gravik gets it. We take a long rest and start the journey while we sleep and level up to 9th level. And after 3 days, we see the story of the constellation of the Golden Heart. The brightest star in the night sky is called the Golden Heart. You can see it high above us on any clear night. It represents the tree that sprang up when Thylea, the great mother, sacrificed herself to create our land. If you look closely, you can see a cluster of fainter stars scattered around the Golden Heart. These represent all the islands that sprung up from her roots. And if you look slightly to the west, you'll notice a single red star watching over the Golden Heart and the islands. Kentimane, Thylea's husband, who honors his vow to protect his lover with an endless vigil. So 3 days later, our ship glides through the shallow waters of this paradise, and we make landfall on its pristine white beach without incident. The forests that stand before us are crowded with immense oak trees. There is a noticeable lack of anything man-made in sight. A small herd of deer, curious and unafraid, make their way towards our vessel from the forest's edge. Demetrius turns to Arcadia and asks if she knows anything about Kentimane, her husband. And she says This island has been legendary for as long as there have been settlers in Thylea. Some of the Dragonlords landed on this island and came back with stories of animals that were almost divine in stature. These creatures were more beautiful and noble than any others of their kind. That didn't stop the Dragonlords from hunting them. One golden lion was caught and killed, and its hide was used to make a fabulous magical cloak. While such magnificent beasts have been found on Thylea's mainland, they have never been seen in the numbers that are reputed to be on this island. For centuries, sailors have sought out the island in hopes of taking the hide of a divine beast and selling it for a king's ransom in Mitros. We go ashore. The island itself has unparalleled natural beauty. It appears to be covered in dense forests, most of which are ancient oak and fir trees that reach great heights. The dense forest is broken occasionally by clearings covered in tall golden grass. At the height of one of these clearings, we see a creature staring back at us. Demetrius says that is a divine beast. He licks his lips and says, "Should we hunt it?" And Arcadia says, "No, I don't think so." And then she says to this golden ram, "Greetings." And it says, "Follow me." It starts leading us to the center of the island. And at the very center stands an enormous oak tree that towers more than 200 feet into the air. And Arcadia asks where he is taking us. And he says, "To the tree," and offers if they're hungry to eat apples from the apple trees. Demetrius wonders why the ram is not fearing them. And he seems to be quite nonchalant about people coming to hunt him. He knows that if he is destroyed, he will probably be avenged. And Demetrius is concerned and says, "You should be very careful with who you approach from now on. I don't want you to get hurt." And the ram says, "But Demetrius, I can see you." And Demetrius says, "What? How do you know my name?" And the ram says, "I know all of your names." And Demetrius asks if he is a god, and he says, "No, nothing like that. I'm just very old." Arcadia asks Nico if he's a druid of Thylea, and he is. And Arcadia thinks that this tree is Thylea's heart. Nico has heard tales that the goddess herself is in this tree, and if someone worthy enough is to place their hand on her, she may commune with them. And Demetrius asks if Gravik is ready for another prayer moment, and if he thought Chalcia was exciting, then Thylea will blow his world. And we walk up to the tree and put our hands on it. The only one who feels anything is Nico. A very lovely, feminine voice speaks to him and says, "I will answer one question for you, my child." Demetrius thinks Nico should be elated to receive such a boon, as Thylea is not known for speaking to people. The druids of the Old Wood believe that she lets her thoughts be known by the seasons. If it's extra cold in the winter, she's displeased, or extra long in the summer, she's happy. It is not the party's place to come up with a question. Demetrius thinks Nico should ask something that's important to him. And we end the session around the morning of Tuesday, our 71st day together, with only 26 days remaining of the Oath of Peace.
Motherfuck me.
All right. That was good, thank you. So we'll get to the meat of the matter. This question that Thylia is offering Nico. Now it's kind of funny, like in Discord, they've been going back and forth like all week, coming up with like 50 different questions, and curious to see what Nico is going to ask. Because I don't think we actually ever settled on an actual question.
No,
Just
we
back and
really
forth.
didn't. I mean, I got a good idea of what I'm going to ask. It's tough. This is a tough kind of question to ask, but I figured I'd narrow it down. Nico's got his hand against the tree and his eyes closed, and he sits there and ponders the question for a while, and he comes to a conclusion that he's got no other choice but to ask about something that's near and dear to him. But he's also gonna ask the same question to deal with his party's predicament. So he starts off like, "Thylia, I've worshipped you for almost all my life. I'm so ashamed at losing my family that I could not protect them. And now that I know where they are, ask you one question, and it deals with my family and the quest of me and my comrades. What is the best way to defeat Lotheria so that I may gain access to my family again and we may finish this quest?
So it's silent there for a moment, and you'll hear that she will say, "Seek out Titan's Bane. It is in the belly of the Hydra." And that is what she responds.
In the belly of the Hydra.
Correct.
So Nico's eyes open, and he turns to everyone. Did you not hear that?
Demetrius seems like he was already doing something else. He's just like walking around, looking around. He's trying to get one of those apples to eat, and then suddenly Nico snaps out of his trance. He's like, "Huh? What? Did she speak to you?"
She did not speak to anyone else?
Not to me, at least.
Kadia?
No, nothing.
Oh. Bravik doesn't look like he spoken to, eh?
No, I
Corbin?
didn't hear anything.
Corbin, did you hear Thalia?
Nope, I hear nothing.
What was she like?
She sounded cute.
She had one of those voices. I get you.
But, I'm a married man. Well, never mind. I could still say it.
I'm sure your wife wouldn't blame you for
No, of course
speaking
not,
like that
of
about
course.
Thalia.
No, she gave me the chance to ask one question.
What did you ask?
Well, it seems like I took forever to ask the question. At least in my mind it did, because I was sitting there thinking. Hell,
It's been a few minutes.
more like a week to me.
Whoa.
Boy, have I got to go to the bathroom. Anyways, I asked her how I could defeat Lotheria.
Oh,
Get
that's
back
brilliant.
my family. And she says I must seek out Titan's Bane in the belly of the Hydra.
Can I do a history check if I've ever heard of this legendary weapon?
Yes.
Like, maybe fellow gladiators spread the rumors in the barracks?
You have not. Like, you think that you've scoured, like, everything that you know about these weapons and things, and you don't think you've ever heard of this weapon. Same with
Titan's
Corbin.
Bane. Never heard of it, but it sounds like a very powerful tool. Did she reveal where we might find this Hydra?
Now, Arcadia, you also have not heard of the weapon, but you have heard of Hydra.
Yes. She
Oh,
says
Hydra.
there is one off the coast of Venus.
Ah,
Perhaps that is where we should travel to next.
Gravik, you also have not heard of this, Gravik.
I will look at Arcadia and I will say, since you know that there is a Hydra off the coast there, have the Amazons been leaving it alone? Is it a powerful creature?
It is the unkillable monster that Lutheria gifted the queen.
I see.
Probably
Well-
too powerful for us then.
Before we go and fight the Hydra, because I think we're definitely going to have to, we should seek the Great Library to find out whatever lore we can about Hydras and how to kill them.
You mean go back to the Geigen island?
Well,
Or go to the Academy
I
of
don't
Ninjas?
read books, so I don't know where we might find such lore, but I'm assuming a large library or some lore keeper that we can contact. Because if this is indeed an unkillable creature, we're going to have to know how to kill it. To get Titan's Bane.
That's just the description Maxina used, but it is fearsome.
Well,
I mean, of course, I do not believe anything is unkillable. Not even the gods have proven themselves truly unkillable. But
according to my answer, the answer that Thalia gave me, she just said it was in the belly of the Hydra. She never said that we had to kill it.
and Mitch scratches his cheek. I mean, he was raised as a gladiator, and he never even conceived the notion of retrieving it without killing the Hydra. And he says, I never thought about that like that. What do you think? How could we possibly get inside of the belly of such a beast without killing it?
Jump down its throat.
Well, you are a druid. Maybe you can jump in its throat and become like a small critter or something, and I don't know, go inside of its belly and summon bears there.
No, the stomach acid would kill me if I was a small creature. But
you, maybe, oh yeah, true. Yeah. But at least being a small creature could prevent you from being eaten by the Hydra, like chewed on. And when you're finally down in his belly, you can just shift back before you get like dissolved.
I'm sure we'll come up with a grand idea before we find this Hydra. Is the ram still there?
The ram is not.
Oh, it left?
It did.
Okay.
It seems like Themis is becoming more and more vital to our quests. And then I'll say, should we go gather some of these magic apples for the crew? Regular apples, or whatever they are.
To me, they're magical. They're the fruit of my god.
Exactly. I think the lads back on the ship would enjoy it.
Did we notice anything when we ate them?
You felt amazing, basically. Like these are like easily the best apples you've ever eaten.
No, delicious.
I'll take the
Apples.
mechanical dog out of my bag, because I think it was yesterday that I told it to kill rats, right?
Yes.
So I would take it out and and throw it on the ground and space for the creature. Did Steros tell me the command word?
Yes.
I will speak the command word and I will throw the dog on the ground. And I will tell the dog, help me gather some of these apples for the crew. and I would like to join the dog and gather these apples in my bag of holding, if that is possible.
Okay.
For the next hour or two.
You're going to try to, like, get as many apples as you possibly can, basically.
Well, I'm going to look at the Ultras character sheet. I think we have about 100 crewmen. So I would try to gather about 100 apples to bring back and give every one of the crew an apple.
Arcady would tell them don't pick stuff from one tree. Let's spread it out. Although she kind of looks at the dog suspiciously because there's no sign of anything man-made on this island, and she thinks she doesn't like the fact that this man-made mechanical beast from a person she doesn't trust is wandering around this island that is an unspoiled wilderness. And she'll say that. She goes, no, we can just pick these apples ourselves.
Are you jealous, Arcadia? Because I noticed that you're having Nyx with you again.
Nyx is just not doing
Oh,
anything.
Nyx is alright, but my dog isn't.
Nyx isn't picking apples.
Yeah, exactly. Mine is way more useful than Nyx.
Oh my god.
Listen, you need to let this go, Arcadia. I know that my Stim Fey is a few times better than yours, but...
Okay, do what you want. If you get attacked because you're using this, I'm not helping.
Fine.
So, while most yous are picking apples and somewhere like in the sky above, you hear a horse's whinny, and glancing upward, you see a white-winged creature gliding through the clouds. A flying horse, of all things, gracefully alights on a tall rock and watches you cautiously from a distance. You have all heard stories of this creature. It's called a Pegasus.
I would go down onto my knees, or laying down like a horse does, and I would take out my medallion to the stallion, and I would say a prayer to the Pegasus.
Gravik will stand next to Demetrius and just kind of like look down and like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Ah, seeing such a thing is a great blessing indeed. It is it's a gift from the stallion. He's
Just
here
a
with
horse.
us in spirit.
It's just a horse with wings. Gravik will look back up at it, just not impressed at all.
Well, do you
I
have
would,
horses with wings where you come from, Gravik?
I've heard stories, but I've never seen
I
them.
would
And you're still
send
not
Gravik
impressed.
a sharp
Like, oh, this
glare.
old thing.
Well, I've seen much more impressive things. Like, could just be something an alchemist picked up in his lab. Nothing really that
Yeah.
impressive.
What's
I
an
bet that
alchemist?
horse could kill you instantly.
Maybe.
Well then,
Gravik
it's
will
already
just
more
continue to
impressive
watch
than you
it.
are.
Gravik will just
Arcadia.
continue to watch it, wondering what's it going to do, or if it's just passing over.
It's standing a little bit away, watching you. Well, like watching the whole party.
I would get up and I would turn to the party and say, give me a moment, please. And I would, with the greatest respect, approach this Pegasus with my head lowered, and I would offer it an apple.
Gravik,
Alright.
seeing this, like, do you need a wingman, Demetrius?
So, Demetrius, once you get within, I don't know, 15, 20 feet, it snorts at you contemptuously and flies away. And as it flies away, you get a vision in your head. And it flies about 10 feet away and lands again, watching the party.
I guess you weren't her type, Demetrius.
And Demetrius, he would look confused, and he would ask Corbin, or Nicodemus, sorry, to try to approach the Pegasus with an apple.
Nico would. He would slowly walk up to Demetrius with an outstretched apple and see if he can get any closer.
The Pegasus looks at you and kind of like stomps its hooves, but it allows you to come up to it.
Well,
And it looks at the apple like it wants to eat the apple.
Okay, so I'm gonna hold it up to its mouth. Yeah, you're beautiful, horsey. Have yourself a nice apple.
And it gobbles it up.
Oh, you must be very hungry. Do you have a name?
And it kind of snorts and like nods its head.
Timmy fall down a well? Just kidding. This is beautiful. I wonder what your name is.
Do you have speak with animals?
I don't think so. I expect to find a Pegasus.
I can. Well, he's not a small creature, so I can't talk to him.
Check.
Razik will walk up next to him and just kind of look at
really quick, when you walk up or start walking up to the Pegasus, it snorts at you contemptuously and flies away, and you see this in your head.
He's going to pause for a second and just cock his head at the Pegasus.
Amitrius will look at him and say, "I told you so."
Right. Winged horse. Do you understand what we're saying?
Of course it understands. It knows more about you than you think.
Apparently. Stomp your hoof once for yes?
And the Pegasus appears to be ignoring you.
I think it's just a horse, guys, with pretty little wings.
You seem pretty shocked for just a horse.
Corbin will take an apple and give it a shot.
Okay. So when you start to walk up to the Pegasus, it also snorts at you contemptuously, flies away, and you see this in your head.
And now we're all just looking at Arcadia.
As Nico so far has been the only one that the Pegasus has allowed to approach.
And Amitrius is just like staring at Arcadia, trying to meet her eyes. What is Arcadia doing?
She kind of sighs. And then you notice actually that she looks stressed out, which probably explains a lot about how she did so poorly in the volcano shooting. She looks like she has a lot on her mind. But she is going to kneel on the ground and meditate for 10 minutes.
And Amitrius will say, I'm glad you are finally embracing the stallion and obviously also saying a prayer.
And while she's meditating, the horse will niddy in Nico's direction.
Nico, seems to only like you. Why don't you try again?
Nico's gonna take out his rope and set his backpack down. He's gonna tie a small lasso at the end of it. And
Amitrius looks at him very much concerned.
And he just waves him down with one hand. Calm down. I'm not trying to hurt the beast. And he puts an apple through the hoop of the puts his arm with an apple through the hoop, and he slowly walks up to the Pegasus.
So when you do that, the Pegasus is eyeing you, and you get the sense, even though it can't speak, you get the sense that it knows what you're trying to do, and it will go down to its knees and like lower its head.
And Demetrius now seems openly shocked. Like, what the hell?
So instead of doing what I was going to do, I'm going to come up to the Pegasus, drop the rope, and, well, no, I don't want to drop rope. I'm going to try to mount the beast.
Okay.
On top of the back. Get on its back. Yay.
So give us an athletics to climb up.
Athletics?
Yeah.
Skills.
Yeah, so you climb up onto the Pegasus' back, and as soon as you do, she launches into the air.
Woo!
And she makes sure that you're firmly on as she starts flying around and around the entire island, giving you a nice tour.
I'm going to be staring out one eye with the other one squinting closed. I'm scared, but this is awesome.
What do you say that she goes faster and then goes into a dive?
Oh no!
Me lunch.
Me lunch! Me rations! Oh! Tasted bad going down.
After about 10-15 minutes of this, the Pegasus, she will fly back over towards the party and will land. And then we'll go back down to all knees.
Nico's gonna jump off and do a little spin and go, that was awesome!
And she will bow and will kind of like nudge your hand because maybe she wants some more apples.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab another apple from my pocket. Give one.
And at this point, Arcadia opens her eyes and she says to it, Divine Pegasus, is there anything you require of us?
The Pegasus will snort.
Are we doing anything to offend you by being here?
Let me double check something. You will actually hear, because you speak of animal, that you being here and attempting to speak with her is disalarming because you are evil.
Jesus.
And you, Arcadia, you will see this in your head.
Okay.
And that the only one worthy of her attention is Nicodemus.
Corbin whispers to Demetrius, it's a good thing she doesn't know what he did when he was a bear.
Yeah.
Big true. Or Bernico.
just a little bit of bloodlust.
I would depart from the scene as the Pegasus does not want Amitris around, and continue gathering apples until enough have been gathered to give everyone in the crew one.
So roughly 100 or so.
Yeah.
Okay.
From different trees, like Arcadia advised.
Nico's gonna pat the Pegasus on its head and whisper, "I'd like to take you on a ship for the rest of the quest, if you'll allow me to if you would allow us to have you on this ship."
So when you say that, the Pegasus will look at Arcadia and will speak through into Arcadia's head that she requires a bridle. Now,
Arcadia would relay that information to Nico.
and that one may be crafted at the Mithril Forge.
At the Mithril Forge?
Yes, sir.
Well, looks like you got yourself a new mount, Gravik will say as he tries to approach Nicodemus, but eyeing the Pegasus wearily.
Arcadia asked Nico if he saw anything of interest when he was above the island.
I don't know. Was because he did have one eye closed? Was his other eye wide open?
Oh yeah, it was wide open.
So outside of the massive tree, of course, you saw, a couple lions running around, maybe a ram or two. You didn't see anything man-made whatsoever, though. It looked like this place is completely untouched by man.
Oh, this island is pretty bare. Just a big tree, some lions, rams, no humans, no humanoid figures, no nothing. Just a few animals, the tree, and, well, this here Pegasus.
Arcadia takes a deep breath and she's very happy here.
Get a bridle made. I wonder what kind of magical thing I must provide for that to give Vulcan.
And then she'll nudge you again for another apple.
Well, there's plenty around, so Nico gives the Pegasus another apple. And he walks away and tries to come along.
Well, when she eats the apple, she'll lean down and take off flying. And she'll kind of fly away from us.
How far away are we from the shore?
Probably 2-3 miles.
Well, do we have anything else that we want to do here?
I don't think so, right? What did the Pegasus want again?
Apples.
Well, that, yeah. And a bridle.
I know, a bridle.
That's
Yes,
like,
that's right.
that's certainly ominous. Do you hear that? Are we supposed to hear that?
Yeah, you
What?
hear some lion roars.
Oh,
Is that what that is?
It is
That
kind of
was
off,
Nico's
would-
stomach.
off in the distance, though.
yeah. I was like, what is that?
I would tell Nico that that he has been once again blessed by the Pegasus, and that he should probably complete her quest. Or I'm sure that there will be a boon in it for him.
Yeah, use the Pegasus as a mount. That's a pretty big boom. Let's see it as the white horse in Lord of the Rings. Shadowfax.
And then I guess we're going back to the ship.
Okay.
Yeah. That's about.
Arcadia would grab a few apples.
Excuse
but,
me, apples are disagreeing with me.
She would grab a few apples, and then she would, before she goes on the ship, she'd actually walk into the ocean.
Well,
Kind of
so before you can you get to the ocean,
Oh.
all of you except for Corbin, you realize that you guys are being hunted.
Hunted.
Yes,
By the lions?
apparently.
I would insist that we make haste to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, if you want to position yourselves somewhere on that map or on that line, more than welcome to.
The aura bugged again.
Okay.
So you said behind that line?
Yes. Fuck that, Laura. Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Vengeance would be with me.
Yeah, just give me a second. I gotta fix something that can screw it up. Damn, messed something up. Oops. Okay, should be good, Demetrius. Put one there. Put one there.
Vengeance would be behind me.
Did everybody's hot buttons disappear during the latest update? Because mine are all gone.
No, mine still exist.
Yeah, they're still there for me.
Mine are still there.
It's because
Weird.
you made a new character. That's...
Oh.
Oh, wait, no.
Yeah.
Could you throw
Those are bound
Nix's
to
sheet
characters.
to me,
Yeah.
please?
The what sheet?
The Nix's sheet. I put a hot button on it, and you need to raise her HP by 1, please.
It's a good question. I assume Vengeance doesn't level with me, so
She does
that
not.
works.
She is technically not. She's her own person or creature. All right. So do this. Oops. No, sorry. I want to do this. All right. So.
Oh, it's just doggies.
Yeah, just doggies. So as you guys you're walking, you're getting ready, you hear these lions. You see about 4 female lions. Let me move these up here. 16, 12.
Is it still? I'm guessing the 10 minutes are past.
Yes. So you see these female lions, and behind it, you see a very very handsome golden lion.
Oh, shit.
And it looks pissed.
Ah, shit. I don't think we can outrun this pack of lions, guys.
No. Let's see. 17. 15. Where'd you go? This one was here. Oh, that might help if I turn on unlock, right? Eight.
Hey, this is weird.
What's weird?
Well, when I last saw my... Oh, never mind. Hold on. Never mind.
Okay. Demetrius, I'm assuming the dog is by you.
Yes.
Okay. So, here. Kind of bounding out from the left side. Is this girl. And let me see here. So she's going to move right there. And this one's going to combine. There. And she will try to pounce onto Nico. Or not Nico, Demetrius. Sorry. Pounce.
You've got a taste for horse.
Attack hits. She's going to try clawing you first. And we do.
As a reaction to being damaged, I will cast Hellish a Rebuke on lions.
Okay. And then she will bite you. Nico. Got all these lines coming for you.
Okay, I could hit these ones here. Then with fairy fire. Oh, look, Look at that.
So,
Sweet.
Nice.
so you think you drop it onto the golden lion, but he decides
Yeah.
he wants. He decides he wants to save.
Ooh.
It's one of those. Fuck.
He's got a legendary. Or, oh my
We're in
goodness.
for it now, boys. And Arcadia.
Well, take the one off of him that I put on then.
Yeah, I already did.
Alright. So these lions are gonna be purple, so they stand out real. Okay. Let me mark off my spell slot. I think I'm gonna stay right where I'm at.
All right. As bounding out of the trees is another lioness.
Oh, they're coming at us first.
That's what we need.
Coming right for Nico, as she's going to try and pounce on him. Oh, but misses, and then she will bite. Oh, come on. It was an 18.
Know my pain.
Now I know your pain, exactly. Grab it.
Let's see.
Hey, one good thing I made the lion use its legendary action early in the game.
One
Rabbit-
probably has
Rabbit
12.
will. Let's see. He will move up to here, and he will twirl his staff and hold an action as the wind around this field starts to pick up a little bit, emanating from himself.
What's
He's
held
got the
action?
winds.
What's held action and what triggers it?
He is holding Steel Wind Strike, and he's waiting for more lions to come in within range.
Alright, so what triggers it? Like, what's going to... How
When
many...
about when 5 lions get within 30 feet of him, he is going to trigger it.
Okay. Well, before the dog goes... Bounding out from the west, there's another lion.
Oh no.
And she's rushing straight for Arcadia.
Old
Doggo.
lions.
What's the doggo going to do?
Amitrius will tell the dog to attack the lion. He wants to see what it can do.
Okay.
He has no idea how strong or weak it is. He just wants to find out.
Oh man, just like almost got
Oh,
20 right
okay.
off the bat.
That would have been nice. Alright. Golden Boy, he's going to sit back on his haunches as male lions do and let the women do the work. Am I wrong? This line. And we'll attack Nico. Bite and claw. This.
A lot of freaking lions.
There's a lot of freaking lions. Oh. Arcadia.
Arcadia is going to use her bonus action to dash.
Interesting. Okay.
And you see her pull out this javelin that she had stolen from Gaius.
Finally.
And she is going to, with advantage, shoot at Lion 19.
So throw it at line 19.
Yeah, yeah, right, throw. Hold on a second. What do I have to do here? Focus? And I guess I just push. Do I just push a cast? I haven't done one of these in a long time. Because there's cast, attack, and saved.
Attack.
Attack? Oh my god, really?
You hear
Wow.
goat.
All right. Okay, that was her. Yeah, that was her bonus action and her action. And she's gonna tell Nyx to attack Lion 5 because it is glowing purple.
It hits.
And pass my turn.
Alright. Oops. Corbin.
So she attacked Lion. Lion 5 is the one that's purple, right?
Yes, sir.
As Corbin's bonus action, he will rage. And I will target Lion 5 and attack. And I'll attack again. Oh, it's like an Ametrius hit. Okay, and I think for now I'll just be content to stay here.
Okay. Alright, line 12. And we'll bonus action dash. Or not bonus action, but we'll dash. All the way down here. And coming out of the trees is another lioness, which would trigger Gravik's held action.
Okay. In that case, as suddenly as Gravik sees the Lion 37 in his peripheral vision, he will trigger his spell and he'll kind of shoot away a trail of lightning coming off of his staff as he does. And he'll suddenly reappear next to this lion and strike at it. Oh. That's not what I want to do. What's going on?
It hits.
Oh. Okay, hits.
That hits too.
Then he'll reappear up over here and attack Lion 5.
What are we seeing in a graphic?
He's just kind of
character?
like disappearing, reappearing, striking a lion, then disappearing again.
I've literally never seen this spell before. It seems pretty cool, actually.
Me neither. It's pretty badass.
Wow.
As you kill that
Wow.
lioness.
he's gonna appear right up over here and attack again.
Like a little Jack in the Box.
Wow.
Ah, it's a
Listening but
5th
not
level
shedding.
spell. No wonder it's so
Alright.
strong.
Have fun at the grocery store.
And he will appear over here. Aw.
So close to that 20.
Then he'll reappear over here.
Holy crap, how many attacks do you get?
5.
Everything within 30 feet.
Everything,
Only
up to
five.
5 creatures within 30 feet.
Wow.
It's a
And
5th level
awesome.
spell, so it's...
Yeah,
And that's
it's pretty
the end
OP.
of it. He'll just, you don't see like a trail of lightning leading to all these lions, just bam, 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 and then reappearing in a flurry.
And you see Amitrius just raise his eyebrows and like close his eyes like, what the fuck just happened? Since when is graphic cool?
Maybe not talk shit about the boy anymore, eh?
Yeah.
And then, do you want to teleport to an unoccupied space you can see within 5 feet of one of the creatures you hit or missed?
Oh, yeah, this is where like he's 5 feet away from Lion 5. Or
Oh.
I think that's how it is. Like he just appears right next to the last creature he hits.
It says you can reappear within 5 feet of one of them that you hit or miss.
Okay, so yeah, he'll just reappear right next to Lion 9 here.
Okay. It's fucking OP. Alright, so now this lion gets to go. And we'll come and try to bite Nico. But it seems it's kind of leery of graphic. That's nice damage. Oh, Jesus Christ. Armitrius.
As a bonus action, I'm going to cast Shield of Faith upon myself. And as an action, I'm going to take the dodge action. And I am going to run over here.
Alright, taking 2 ups. Oops, I should have got advantage. Oh, wait, anyways.
Oh, pack tactics.
Yeah.
Rolls.
Wait, did that make him go down?
I don't think so, no.
Oh, he just moved out of the range.
Yeah, he just...
He's-
Yeah.
But Demetrius is prone, right?
Why is it?
'Cause he,
No.
he didn't save when the lion bit him way back. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, shit.
I think they only hit me with a claw attack.
Yeah, that was... So she pounced on you with the claw attack, knocking you prone, so you would have had to stand up.
I didn't think they could pounce unless they were running at you.
It ran straight at him.
Don't I get a save against being knocked prone?
You did?
You did.
got-
You failed.
You failed
That didn't
save.
happen just now. That happened before.
That happened like at the
okay,
start.
okay. All right.
So half movement standing up. I'm assuming now doing
Sorry. Yeah, if I couldn't at least make it a good distance, I wouldn't have moved. I'll just get up and yeah, I'm not gonna reverse the entire turn. So I guess I'm move here.
Right. Vengeance.
vengeance would. Well, I just fly up here and cone attack cold these two lions.
It would also hit Nico.
Oh, let me position so that won't happen.
And you do need two corners to hit the attack.
Is that enough right there?
I'd say like. Let's see if we can.
Well, that's gonna. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, there you go.
Let's see if we can finagle it.
I mean, at the very worst, you could just do straight up, right? Do from here.
But you need two corners of the lion. Like that's how I've always done it. Like two corners to make an attack hit. And the lion 19 is only one corner.
What about right there?
Still only one corner on this lion. So you're only hitting that corner. Just hit Nico. It'll be okay.
I'm not gonna hit Nico. Hold on.
Sorry, I didn't mean
20
to
feet,
remove
was it?
It was 15.
What happened to my pointer went away.
I accidentally deleted it.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen without hitting Nico.
I know. I'm convinced that there's an angle. I can't move it for some reason. I've lost all control of the pointer. Well, sure. Then can he fly over and get the 9 and 16?
9 and 16. I could work this found out. You don't want to hit Gravik.
No.
There, I found the position.
Yeah, that would work. That would work how Dana has it.
Okay, I'll do that.
Right there. Okay. You said cold breath?
Yes. One crit and one fail.
Killed one. And so that goes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30,
And,
35, 40, 40. That was 50 feet of movement.
So how much does he have left? He's got
She has 60 feet. She can move. She can fly 60 or 10 more feet.
so she'll fly back into those trees. To the right. There you go.
Okay. Alright. This line. Seeing what Gravik did. Can she make it? She can, and she's going to pounce on the boy.
Did that hit?
It did
That.
hit.
I would. Never mind. Hold off.
Okay, I think you're too far away too, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know if it's 30 feet away or not.
I think so. Let's see. This knocks him prone. It does not knock him prone, as she's going to try and fight him. And miss. Alright. Well, let's try and bite and claw Nico. Gravik. He set a nice target on himself. Hits. Really? Now I'm rolling like, damn.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, there we go.
That one's gonna hurt.
Oh no. Half my hit points gone already.
And she licks the blood. This one. Yeah, move here, and we'll also bite and claw at Gravik. Sorry, brother, you did it to yourself.
Too far away.
Nico.
Is Gravik still alive?
Just barely.
Well,
He's doing something with a circle.
Sus.
I'm going to cast Mass Cure Wounds on us.
Nice.
Nice.
It's a new spell that Nico just picked up.
Hell yeah.
Not as powerful as one Gravik, I guess, but still.
Healing is better, though, sometimes, yeah.
Helps out. And I'll stay right where I'm at.
Gravik's getting the shit kicked out of him here, is not gonna like this, and he's gonna... let me just double check. Okay. He's going to cast Thunder Step. Will that get them? Or need
That would-
2 squares?
That would get line 9.
Okay. Yeah, get some distance. So he's going to cast Thunder Step.
Fails.
And he's going to upcast that to level 4.
Ooh. Jesus.
And he'll... What's the range on that? I think it was 90 feet, yeah. And he is going to teleport all the way over here. And that'll be his turn.
Line 6. Arcadia. To pounce.
Alright, she's going to use her bonus action to disengage.
No, it's the lion's turn first.
What?
Lion's turn.
Oh, you're... Oh, mine's turn, sorry.
It's going to pounce on you. That's what I was saying.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and then bite. There we go. Doggo's going to come up to this line very tamely and try to bite it.
Aww.
After its failed attempt, Amitrius will say to it, "That's enough. Go and hide until the battle is over."
And the dog roughs. So the golden lion is still sitting on its haunches and it bellows. And it seems like it's speaking.
Maybe Arcadia would understand.
I understand it.
So does Nico.
And she's right. When she says, "Stop attacking us, and we will leave."
It's on you. It's your turn.
He says, "If we leave, will you stop attacking us?" Does it answer?
It is.
And Arcadia would call out because she doesn't know who understands this. She says, "They are telling us to leave, and they will stop attacking. Leave the way we came."
We were doing that anyway.
And Amitrius would yell back, "But wait, Arcadia, think of the glory if we fell this beast."
She says, "They are divine, and it's up to you."
You don't want to fight it?
I'm saving my energy for a Hydra.
Alright. Well, I'm just thinking the pelt of this creature would net us a pretty penny, especially if you still need that 25,000 for your weapon.
Getting the shit kicked out of you by the lionesses. If the lion hasn't even attacked yet. I'm curious to see what happens. I'm curious to see what happens. Yeah.
That's what Demetrius suggests to Arcadia. But he's not going to fight solo.
And she says, "We have the chance to leave. We have the chance to have them stop attacking if we just leave."
Fine, let's do that then. But when you have to pay all that money for your sword, you just think back about that golden pelt it seems to have.
I'm more worried about the being avenged.
Right.
What does Arcadia do?
She will lower her crossbow and say in Sylvan, "We will leave now. We are leaving. Halt your attacks." Too bad we can't drag the dead lions with us.
Is everyone going to agree to head out?
Well,
Yeah,
Amitrius
that's what Arcadia
certainly.
says.
Amitrius doesn't agree, but he knows that he doesn't stand a chance alone, so he is going to join them. But he will say that he thinks they should have fought.
All right. So if you want to stop combat, the lion will give a manly roar, and all the lionesses stop, looking like they want to eat you. And as 12 and 6 walk away, they look back at Arcadia and lick their lips. And same with Gravik. They eye Gravik like very sus.
Can she retrieve her javelin?
Yes.
And I'll say, you see that, Arcadia? The man leading all...
And they're still sitting here watching to make sure
And she
that you
says,
actually
"Yep,
leave.
hiding behind all of them. Typical."
Amitrius will laugh at that.
But yeah, you can get
And I
the
guess
javelin
we're
back.
leaving, everyone?
Okay.
I guess if Arcadia doesn't want to fight.
And
Or
Graphic doesn't
would
want to
activate
either.
his boots of speed and grab vengeance and.
Brave Sir Robin.
And Vengeance, it looks as she's flying over some of the dead lions, it looks like she's going to stop and maybe try to take a bite out of it, but she's realizes she's smarter than that and will keep flying.
Havoc's gonna start limping away using his staff to support himself and just kind of wearily looking back at the lions in case they decide to pounce on him again.
Alright, and with that, we can be out of combat. Back to the Ultros.
On the way there, so Arcadia would just like walk into the sea and just kind of immerse herself in the seawater to wash off the blood.
Okay.
But she's also aware that they say that Pentamine is has a vigil around the island, so she is going to say a prayer to him while she's in the waters around Ilea, that she figures he might be close.
Okay. So the boys all see her get into the water, and it looks like she's finally taking a bath.
She looks like
thank
what?
God.
I think she's peeing in the water.
So it looks like she's finally taking a bath. But what she's really doing is praying.
Demetrius would give all of the apples to the quartermaster of the ship and
So, really
tell
quick,
them. Oh, sorry.
once you get back onto the ship, your bag starts leaking.
I would open the bag and appear inside.
It looks like all the apples you gathered, except for 20, had turned liquid.
Then I would take out the 20 apples. I would give them to the quartermaster, and I would say, whenever hand these out for any good behavior for sailors that have done a little bit extra, that have done some good work.
Vengeance will come and beg for an apple.
I would give her one, of course.
And Aziz will also ask for an apple.
I would give him one as well.
And he'll say, the quartermaster will ask about the cider. What are you going to do with the cider?
What cider?
The liquid.
The liquid.
And that brings Demetrius to an idea, and he will say, you know what? Take all of these apples, and can you turn them into cider?
They're already cider.
And
Arcadia has a flask. If it looks like it's leaking out of Demetrius' bag, she's gonna grab her flask and just like catch some of it before it just gets all over the deck.
Yeah, he would give it all to the quartermaster and say, figure it out.
Real quick, didn't some of that flask have blood in it?
No, this is a flask, not Gravik's water skin.
Oh, okay, my bad. Yeah, put some in the flask. It tastes nice if you take a drink.
Would just give the entire bunch, the bad ones and the good ones, to the quartermaster and tell him to figure it out.
And he says, "Yes, my lord." And as you're doing this, you see Vorina is sitting on top of the mast as as Aziz flies back, and she is petting him, and she's staring down at the rest of you. But you do not see Electrion. I just had a bad idea, but I'm not going to do it.
I would ask, I don't know, the bosun, like the guy that keeps the crew, I'd ask him if everyone's on board and to get ready to depart.
And he says, "Yes."
We have to set the Antikythera at the night.
Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting that damn thing.
And she says,
Yeah.
if you wanted to go to a library first, before we go anywhere else, we know that there's a library on the island of the Gygens, which is where we found Chondros. We know if we go back to Mitros, there's the Academy of Mitros. We could always go to Aresia, which is a big city, which I assume there's a library there. But if we really wanted to research hydras before we go anywhere, I would recommend going to one of those places.
I've also been I've also been interested in Arisia. Should we visit that at some point?
How many days of Oath of Peace are left? Out of curiosity.
There is 20. Hold on a second.
26.
I said it at the end of the thing. 26, I believe.
And it'd be 3 days journey, so 23 days after you get to your next place. And you're not. Yeah.
So if you have 26 days, we can probably go to what? 9 more islands before or 8 more islands before the.
Well, it was just a suggestion. Demetrius is going to insist on going to a library. I mean, he can't even read. So
that's fair.
He says
that's funny.
he says, well, it was just an idea to find some way to defeat the Hydra, but Nico's plan could work as well. If we are running out of time, maybe we should just set the Antikythera to the next island that we're visiting. And I think we wanted to visit.
Okay, I'm away from the keyboard for just a second.
The regular islands, we don't have quests left, right? But we do have the dragon, the nymph, the spear, the chariot, the blacksmith, the titan, and the dreamer. Should we visit one of those? What do you guys think?
Good. Don't you need the? You gotta use the piece, I believe, for those, right? Some of those.
What was the question? I'm back.
What island we should maybe go next? I mean, we could go back and research a library, but it would cost us like 6 days for something that may or may not be useful.
Yeah, I mean, we've gone and fought other things without knowing much about them.
We could also maybe make use of, the delivery service that this world has. But I think it was like the God of Speed or something. I don't know how that worked. But maybe we can request some lore whilst we're out adventuring. That may be an idea.
Yep.
How can I make use of this service in Gorgio?
We did send the boy out to talk. Yeah, I guess he would have been back by now, because Arcadia had sent him out a while ago to talk to Vulcan, so the winged creature would be back.
Okay, I would ask him to... first of all, I would say let's all pile some gold together for this guy. Because, he seems to be very useful and handy. So is everyone willing to donate, say, 50 gold each to him?
Ooh.
So that he can go out and buy stuff for us and find us that book, because I assume books cost a lot of money.
Yeah, that's fine.
Corbin doesn't want to give any gold away. He's starting to feel like vengeance.
I'm going to donate 50 gold.
If everyone is okay, that's 250 gold, right? Yeah. I would give him the 250 gold, and tell him to acquire whatever lore he can on Hydras.
He looks at you and Hydras?
Hydras.
Okay. Can you spell that, please?
No, but maybe Nico or Arcadia can. Just ask someone that knows about stuff like this what it's spelled like.
Hydra. Gotcha. Where are you going next?
And let's see. Guys, where do we want to go next? One of the islands? Should I just set the Antikythera? Because I will.
Don't we have to do that on the island?
Yeah, I'll just get off board, and I would take the extra piece that we acquired. That was slotted into the Antikythera.
Okay, so we're taking away 50 to give to this guy?
I mean, only if everyone is okay with it.
Did
Demetrius
everybody?
would ask you to do it.
I did.
I've already. You don't have to if you don't want to, Corbin. We'll just give him 200 instead of 250.
He looks at you. No tip? Gotcha.
Hold on, guy.
I'm being
I would tell him
smart ass.
you can take some of the gold, but I'm thinking like, I don't know, 25 golds for you from that. What a guy.
Hail Hydra as he flies away. I want to know where you're going first.
Oh yeah. Arcadia, do you have any idea, or should I just choose?
Want some food?
Well, we have the ant, the warrior. The ones that are left with our pieces are the ant, the warrior, and the twins. The twins is the one that I have been told about. And we also have the Antikythera, and we can go there to the constellation of the chariot, where the sun god is, where you can seek your revenge and get your wisdom.
I would set it to the twins, because I think the twins is still a bit earlier than the chariot, right? Because we need the piece for the chariot, but we don't need the piece for the twins, right?
No, we have the piece.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just from gameplay perspective, I'm just thinking that these islands with the piece are higher level than the ones without. Yeah, so I would sooner go to the twins first and then the chariot.
That's fine, but remember that Engorgio gave us a big hint about putting on our big boy pants. But yes, we can go to the twins.
Yeah, but we have to go to the twins anyway, because that's where your prophecy leads, right? Your
No, it's just we all got a constellation. It doesn't necessarily mean that, but that's the constellation I know about.
Yeah, I mean, if you think it's a better idea to put on a big boy pants, I'm just thinking like, why would we get these islands specifically if we're not? What did you say, Nico?
Probably wondering why we get our butts kicked by lions for putting on our big boy pants.
Yeah, Arcadia would have liked to just had an excuse to kill all those lions and each of us get a pelt, but she wasn't sure that if we had an avenue of escape, she wasn't sure. And besides, that's what the thing said, that the Dragonlords came and, you know,
well, it attacked us. At that point, all bets are off, right?
Yeah.
Much.
But I'm thinking it's either the twins or the chariot, and let's have a vote. Arcadia, twins or chariot?
Arcadia would say, well, what were the places that we all knew about? Were they important to us? Like, Nico knew about the constellation of the Bard, and that's where the Fates were.
Yeah.
And hold on, Demetrius knew about the Geigen, and that's where we found
I think
the Antikythera piece.
Oh yeah,
the Antikythera piece. That was Yonder Island. A sailor knew about the constellation of the Prisoner, and that was the Fire Island, which is where we found Bragos. Nicodemus found the constellation of the Bard, which is the Fates. Camos was the constellation of the Centaur. Oof, that was the Lotus Witch.
So yeah, that was my train of thought as well. Like, these things that we have gotten all seem to lead to some important thing.
Yeah, Corbin got the constellation of the Queen, and that was Indigo Islands. Remind me, what was that?
Oh, jeez.
A long time ago.
Loopy Whoopy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with the dragon, the copper dragon.
But we met the guy. Yeah, we got the orb of star metal there, and we met the guy with the raven feathers.
Yeah. Okay. Now it feels that if we don't go to the twins, we're throwing away loot and stuff. That's what I'm feeling there, guys.
I'm down with the twins.
Arcadia?
Double your pleasure.
She goes, that's fine. She kind of.
Gravik, what do you want to go?
Bravik doesn't have any strong opinion about it himself. He just go along with the group, what they decide.
Corbin, where do you want to go?
Sure, the twins.
All right. The twins it is, I guess. I would set the Antikythera to the twins.
Are we just going to run away again?
What do you mean?
Like the lions?
Yeah, we've already left, right?
Yep. No, I was saying when we go to the twins.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess we'll have to see when we get there. So I would go on land. I don't know, set it to the twins and go back on board.
Okay. Twins it is.
Tell the crew to depart.
All right. And the messenger says, death by snooze stew. All right. And he flies away.
What says what?
He says, death by snooze stew. All right.
Messenger says, Arcadia would say, what do you mean by that?
If you know, you know.
To find out.
If you know, you know. And with that, let's take 10-minute break. So 35. Alright, Strafe, we'll be back
It's been so hard not to play this because I, spoiler alert, know where this goes.
in about 10 minutes. We'll see you shortly. If you're away, please come back, and we'll see you in a minute. Time to go pee.
Rain's coming down and I'm stuck in a maelstrom. Now the sun's gone. I thought I'd never be the one to move on. Stuck on you for too long. So I have to go. Only me have to leave you with nothing. I can't let you know. By design, you just lie, say you love me. Running for my life, trying to dodge everything that falls from your skies. Follow my fears again, and now my tears in the rain. Follow my fears again, and now my tears in the rain. Came for the sun, but you can't stand the dark cloud. Is the thunder too loud? I never thought I'd be the one to back down, but now I can't turn around. Running through your streets, head to toe, drenched. Where did you send your love? 'Cause I didn't see it, and I know you feel it like us. Soaked in your melody, can't wash it out. You feel it now. Weigh you down, full of the reasons why I'm not still around. So I have to go. Only me have to leave you with nothing. I can't let you know. By design, you just lie, say you love me. Running for my life, trying to dodge everything that falls from your skies. Follow my fears again. photos of us. I never realized what I have lost. Now I know it and it is so insane how I treated this like a game. You were my help when no one else were there to share affection. So let's try again. I'll go anywhere. Just send me your location to bring back when we were holding our bed, jokes and laughing, just laughing. We were storm and fire.
We are back. I think. Yeah, we're back.
Back.
We are back. I'm trying to eat. I totally forgot to eat my leftover emos. Alright, so you set the ticket there to the twins as the ship sails off. So day one, one of the stewards comes up to Ametreus and says, "Captain, I think can I speak to you, please, in private?"
Sure. I would take him to the captain's quarters.
And he says, "Sir, I think there's something wrong with Kyra. She hasn't left her quarters in several days, and it smells in there, to put it frankly."
I would say to him, thanks for bringing this to my attention. Go find the quartermaster and tell him I told him to give you an apple. You'll find out what it means.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then I would gather the party and ask them to meet me in front of Kyra's room.
Okay.
She's in there stinking the place up, huh?
Then I would knock on the door and be like, Kyra, are you in here?
Go away.
Is everything okay?
I'm fine.
Well, I'm going to send Arcadia in to check on you, okay?
No response.
And I would try to open the door a little bit and ask Arcadia to go inside.
So when you open the door, you get a whiff, and even as a centaur living amongst your conditions you have, it even makes your stomach queasy.
Ronlai will, or not Ronlai, God damn it. Gravik will cover his nose and just go like, "You're God, everyone."
I would send Gravik a sharp look, and I would tell him, before you joined us, she actually saved our lives quite a few times. I would say, I would ask Arcadia to go inside, because, you know, it's not proper for a man to enter a woman's quarters just like that.
Okay, so Arcadia would go in.
I would gently close the door behind her, but, you know, you can just open it, wouldn't you?
And to be fair, Ametreus, common sense would save this party quite often.
So Arcadia, you get up.
Does it just smell like BO?
No, it smells like BO, and you see that there's a bucket in the corner that is full, and yeah.
Oh, okay.
And there's like leftover like food scraps on the floor, and it looks like nothing's been cleaned in several days, or maybe even weeks, and it's just wretched.
All right. Arcadia swallows hard because I'm sure this is quite the. What does Kyra look like?
She looks very pale and thin.
And dead?
Thin, like very thin.
Thin. Oh, okay.
Yeah, like not her, her old self like vibrant and full of life and energy, and she looks very sickly.
Arcadia sits down on the. What does she do? Is she lying in bed, or is she sitting down, or?
She's in bed. She has the covers all the way up to her neck.
Okay, well, Arcadia will sit on the bed next to her and say, "Tyra, what's wrong?"
The oath is ending soon, and I fear that once it does, that we will go away. And it doesn't seem like anyone is doing anything, or anyone is any closer to stopping it than before. And I'm just worried about my family.
Well, we need you to be at full strength. Because we need everybody who can possibly help, and I know you have sworn an oath not to help, but letting yourself go isn't helpful to you, and we are doing what we can.
And she says, well, last time I tried to help, it didn't do anything but get people killed.
What are you talking about?
It was nothing.
Are you talking about just when you didn't interfere with Corbin's murder?
Yes, and I'm just a useless, dumb god. I can't even hear anyone's prayers anymore, and I don't even want to play music anymore. I don't want to do anything. I just leave me alone.
She says, you can't hear people's prayers anymore? Is that because people have stopped praying to you, or are you losing your powers?
I don't know. That is what is terrifying.
Well, I don't think you're in a great condition to hear prayers, and you need to be at your best.
And she'll switch to that language really quick and say that, and then we'll go back and say, I don't know what to do anymore. I have no idea.
And Arcadia will say, who are you talking about?
What?
What did you just say? Who are you talking about? Are you talking about Phylea?
I was just saying a prayer. Even us, even we. Never mind.
No, who are your gods?
I've said too much. Just ignore me. I'm just a dumb girl.
Arcadia looks at a loss. Now, how long have you been like this?
I don't know. Maybe a week. Nobody even comes to talk to me anymore. You just leave me alone. So, I don't know. Maybe it's been a week, maybe two.
Well, I can talk with you.
Well, how was the journey? How is... I hear that you have a vampire on board?
Yeah, something like that. And we just... Nika was able to commune with Phylea. And
What?
We went to the constellation of the Golden Heart.
Oh, you followed your heart.
Yeah. And because of you, so... you should be happy that you helped us.
And she chuckles a little bit and says, I did no such thing. I just said to follow your heart.
And Arcadia looks at her with a knowing look and says, yes, and that's why we need you. We need you to be at your best. If we were all to give up hope because of the Oath of Peace expiring soon, then there would be indeed no hope for anybody. But the Oracle chose us, and you are with us, and so we need to stay strong and do the best we can.
I agree. What is next?
We are heading to the constellation of the Twins, which is the constellation that was given to me.
And she looks at you with a knowing look and says, oh, so you will finally confront your past.
And Arcadia says, I have been afraid of that. I had a feeling this was coming.
And just says, will you give me my book, please? It's in the drawer.
Arcadia looks at her suspiciously, says, which one?
The little black one. You know which one.
And she says, you can get up and get it yourself. You need to get up and get your energy back.
And she says, will you help sit me up, please?
All right, and she helps sit her up.
And you notice as she's sitting up that she's like skin and bones.
Arcadia had taken a few apples for herself. Did they all liquefy, or does she have one?
She has one.
All right, and she gives her an apple. And she says, here, this is from the island where we met, where Miko met by you.
And she'll eat it, and you see she'll take a bite, and you see like some energy seem to go back into her body.
She says, better?
Yeah, but you shouldn't waste food on me. I'm not worth it. Remember, you don't even like my kind.
Well, you're okay.
And she coughs and laughs at that.
Is it hard for you to maintain human form?
Yes, but I refuse to switch back. I hate it. It's nothing but death and destruction.
What is death and destruction?
If I switch to the other Kyra,
in that form, you bring death and destruction?
yes.
How is that?
I'm an ugly, hideous beast. Don't you know?
That doesn't mean you have to bring death and destruction.
Well, what else are we good for? We're not good for anything else. The Dragonlords to just run around us and control us and bring their form of peace and death and destruction.
But are you not bonded to any one of them now? You have your own free will.
I do.
So you can choose not to do that.
True. But I don't know.
You know, we have a dragon on board. Maybe you could guide him, because he's a little rambunctious. He's only 2.
We do have Vengeance. Is that who you're talking about?
No, there is a brass dragon that we got on. I forget which island. What's the
Fire
name?
Island.
Fire. It is Fire Island. On Fire Island.
And
Yeah, these two.
she perks up. A brass dragon? A baby?
Well, two. Yeah, I guess so. A wormling. Do you want to meet him?
Yeah. If he will come down. But I'm not in any position to have visitors right now.
And Arcadia said, well, then let's clean up your room. And so she starts walking around.
And Cairo starts singing or humming the cleanup song.
And immediately the entire ship goes into autopilot and begins cleaning.
So Arcadia is going to clean the room, and like you see her come out with this disgusting bucket and just is out of my way.
Splash it everywhere.
Demetrius says it looks like you have it handled. Good job, Arcadia, and will go about his own business again.
And so she cleans out the bucket, and she comes down and tidies up Kyra's room. And does it look presentable?
A little bit more than it was, yes.
Yeah. And then she's going to go over, and where's Aziz?
He's up.
He's up in his perch.
He's on his perch. Verena is sitting next to him, petting him, and he's on his pile.
So Arcadia will just shimmy up the mast like it's nothing. And she'll say to Aziz, Aziz, there's someone I'd like you to meet. Does he understand common?
And he looks at you, and we'll say in Draconic.
And she says, there's a very special person who's in her camp, and who would like to meet you. She's very excited to hear about you.
And he'll say in broken common, but my gold.
And Arcadia will look at Verena and it's like, do you trust Verena?
I do. She's a very nice person.
And Arcadia will nod at Verena and said, while Aziz is gone, would you mind watching his gold for him?
And she says, if it's okay with him, it's okay with me. And Aziz says, okay, but I know how much is in there. I know every little bit. Don't steal. So Aziz will come down.
Alright, she knocks on Kyra's door with him.
Vengeance would fly up and ask if they want to split the treasure. Now is the time.
Verena will try to swat away Vengeance. And not try to hit her, but psst, get out of here.
Foolish woman. The treasure could have been ours.
So she knocks on Kyra's door with Aziz.
Alright, and when you open, she says, come in. And when you go in, you see she's actually wearing clothes, and her dresses are hanging very loosely on her, and you get the sense that some incense has been lit.
Oh, good. And she says, Aziz, this is Kyra. Kyra, this is Aziz.
And he says, are you my mom? And she just looks at him and, no. And then she'll look over at Arcadia and say, you could leave us.
Yeah, it was like Arcadia was just going to say, I can go let you two get to know each other. And she leaves.
Okay.
And she would go to Maxina and explain that they have, she would have told her this earlier on the way to the Golden Heart Island, that Staros is on board.
Yeah, that's why Maxine will say that's why I've been downstairs.
What?
And she says, that's why I've been downstairs.
Ah. And she says, I think we are heading to Themis.
And she says, time to confront your past now, is it?
So I'm letting you know so you can send your bird so Gabrielle can meet me.
Yes. And I will also be joining you.
Oh, okay.
And she'll pull out her little she'll pull out a little stimpy and write something and tie it up and hand it to you and say, toss her out, she knows where to go.
Okay. I'm guessing I'd probably wait till the third day since the ship is moving at like superhuman speeds, right?
Yeah. Alright, so that is day one, unless there's some other things people wanted to get on with. I know Electrion is, he's brooding, as the centaurs will do. They brood.
Arbitrius, on the second day, he would approach Electrion, and he would put a very strange item down in front of him. A ceramic jug.
Okay.
And he doesn't explain what it does. He just looks at Electrion, trying to get him to ask about it.
Electrion looks at you and looks at the jug and will say, is that the ashes of the woman who killed my father?
And I'll say, no, but it's a gift for you.
You know, there's only 6 or 7 women on board. Could kill all of them.
You could, but there are reasons why she attacked why she attacked Brygos. I refuse to call him our father. And I saw the scars on her back, and when she suffered great abuses at the hands of Brygos, so I believe it was within her right to take her vengeance upon him.
So now you say it's a woman with scars on her back. That would narrow it down. Thank you.
I am a fool, but would you have a look at this item? I brought it here for you. I've had good use of it, and
Okay.
I think it can serve you well in your life.
And he will look at it and says, jug? What am I
Indeed.
supposed to do with this?
And I would hold the jug up to him, and I would turn it around in front of him, and I would point out the various symbols on the sides of it, and I would say, this one is for acid, this one is for beer, honey, oil, water, wine, whatever you want. You touch the symbol that you want, and you speak this word, and I would tell him the word, and the jug will produce it for you.
You said wine.
Wine, beer, everything you want.
Let
would
us
give him the
see
jug.
it. And he'll take it up and he'll say the word wine. Starts filling it with wine, and he says, that's all I need. You may leave me now. And he'll start drinking.
I would give him a sad smile, and I would say, if there's anything you need, Electrion, I'm always here for you. My cabin is open. If you need any food, better place to stay, you let me know.
And he'll nod at you. And he says,
And then I would leave.
And he says, you know what I want. He'll say, you know what I want.
And then I would leave.
Okay.
Then just spend the rest of the day, I don't know, doing captain stuff, learning how to read maps, like
Yeah.
sea charts, learning what various parts of the ship are named. That's just like the general activity.
Yeah. And so day 2, you guys will see Aziz after the first day, he comes out. And he looks changed. Like he seems a little bit more refined, if you will. And day 2, Aziz will seek out vengeance. And I don't know if she's like in her cabin or not.
Yes, she would be guarding her role.
So Aziz, are you down there with her?
Yes.
Okay. So you see Aziz. He comes flying in, and he'll stop.
A net drops on him.
Yeah, he'll stop. Well, he'll stop you at the door.
Oh, okay.
And he says, Lady Vengeance, may we make amends?
Maybe.
And he'll set a sack that he was carrying down on the floor.
You would go inspect it.
There is 10 gold in it.
To greedily clutch it and put it on her pile. Maybe you are not just a worm.
Well, I've spoken to someone, and they've opened up my eyes a little bit, and I think maybe we should become friends.
Maybe, if you leave my gold alone.
That's fine. You have your gold, I have my gold, yes?
Yes, I have my gold, I have your gold.
My gold. My gold is my gold, your gold is your gold.
Yes, my gold is my gold, your gold is my gold.
And he will give a little... children. Maybe, if you get the chance, you should speak with Kyra. She's, a very lovely woman, and she would like to speak with you, whenever you get the chance.
Vengeance would defer to Corbin on that. Maybe we will speak to her.
And then Aziz will fly away.
So, I guess I would take up vengeance, and I would caution her that Kyra is an older dragon, and there are some strange things going on with her.
She's a dragon? How?
Yes.
I thought she was a female human.
Well, dragons, when they're old, they can become other things, and this one has become a god.
What?
Yes.
And she will leave you and like tear ass to her Kyra.
No, I will hold on to her, and I say, you must be cautious talking to her.
She will try to haul ass.
I will hold on to her, and I'll say, alright, but you should only talk to her when I am around.
But if she's a dragon, and I'm a dragon, you're just mortal.
But we are more to each other than just that. You know this.
But maybe she could teach me things that you never can.
Yes.
Like how to become human.
You don't want that. Trust me.
Or maybe she could teach me to be a god, and then all the mortals can worship me. She's like a little
I will tell her that would require a great sacrifice from what I know. I know how this was done. But there are things about it that I am still curious about, so we should go speak with her.
And she'll go down there. So if you go to her Kyra's cabin, she will ask to speak with Vengeance alone. That there are things that she must tell Vengeance that you cannot know. And that is
Then,
up to Corbin.
I would say, for that amount of trust, I would require you to perhaps give me a little more information than I already know.
I cannot speak on anything without the rest of my siblings.
What about releasing me from my oath?
I cannot do that without the blessing of my siblings.
Would you agree to attempt to do this if I allow you to speak with vengeance?
And she'll say, I can speak with them once we're all back together.
And do you agree not to try to turn vengeance against me?
I would never try to do this. She's your oath sworn. I would never do that to you.
But you had an oath sworn at one point, did you not?
And she directs her gaze to the floor and will sit. And I never did betray him.
But you became a god while he was still alive, correct?
She does not respond. You'll start to see the deck start to get a little wet as teardrops start falling on to the ground.
I'll say, okay, vengeance. Speak to her, but as we discussed, you are young and she is old, so be cautious.
Okay, Boomer.
I would say, if you only knew.
I mean, Kyra does know. So. When that is done, I would ask one of the crew to subtly bring Vorina to my captain's quarters, where I would be waiting.
She'll go down there. Yeah, she'll walk in. She does not seem to be. She doesn't seem to be apologetic. Like she feels like she did nothing wrong.
Amitreus would say, do you recall the problem that I told you about with Brygos?
Yes.
Well, I'm afraid that you have created a blood feud with my brother Electrion.
The drunkard up on deck?
Yes, him. I'm going to need you to stay out of his sight.
Why would I do that? I'm not scared of him.
I know that you're not, and I have no doubt that if you wished it, you could kill him. But
I have no.
Let me make this.
I have no
perfectly.
want to kill him.
I know you do not, but he wants to kill you.
And she'll snort.
And I know that you're capable of defending yourself, and I know that you can probably assassinate him relatively easily. But I'm going to need you to stay out of his way. Do you understand? He is my brother.
What would happen if I do not? It's not like you can kick me off the ship. You already said you're going to do that. But go ahead. Go ahead. And she'll set up.
I'm afraid that he will try to kill you.
In his drunken state.
In whatever state he happens to be in. And whether or not either of you wins, at that point I'm getting involved.
And she'll say,
I'm asking you to prevent this.
There are other ways of resolving this blood feud that you said.
And what would that be?
Oh, I've played with worse creatures.
It is. I will tell you this. I suggest you stay away from him. But if you feel that you can resolve this with him, then you may. But if you kill him, I'm going to kill you.
And she'll nod, and she'll say, "Might I remind you of the promise you made to take me to any island I wished?" Yes.
Let's see.
Demetrius is.
Yeah, I offered you passage. That is correct.
I just wanted to remind you of that.
And my notes out of character say that I struck an accord with her that she will find Brygos Cruel in exchange for passage on the Ultras to a certain area. So I'm going to ask her, where do you need to go?
I would like to go to the Nether Sea, please.
All right, then you may stay on board until we reach the Nether Sea. But remember, I gave you a promise, but not an oath. So if you kill my brother, I will kill you. Until that time, if you can avoid that, you may stay on board until we reach the Nether Sea.
And she will look at you, and she will nod, and as she understands.
And I just want to make one thing clear to you. I don't blame you for killing Brygos. And then I would nod to her and dismiss her, I guess.
Okay. And she'll pull her cloak up and she's gonna brazenly walk back up on deck. And we'll go back.
Corbin would go talk to the Jenkin.
Mm-hmm. And he looks at you and, yes, sir.
I would speak to him in Giant and see if he responds.
So you see him, when you walk up to him, he looks at you and comments says, yes, there is. He's just kind of whittling a piece of wood and goes back. And then when you say that, he drops the wood and looks very shaken, very, not shaken, but surprised. And will reply to you in Giant.
No, say, I wasn't completely honest with you before. I actually am Corbin of old, but I've lost a lot of what I once was in my memories. Can you tell me more of why I was helping?
And he'll say the Corbin of old was a giant of a man, but no offense, sir, but you don't even come up to my knee.
Oh, don't I? And I will grow to large size.
And he looks even more shocked, and I guess if anyone's on deck, they see this, they would probably also be shocked.
No, Arcadia would be on deck because she doesn't like to go when.
So you see Corbin kind of tap his belt, and he grows from a small creature to a large creature.
Holy shit.
The same size as Steros.
And luckily his clothes grow with him. I'm glad it specifically says that in there.
Yeah.
It actually says that in the description that everything he's wearing grows.
Yeah, they knew that. They knew that.
They knew what they were doing.
They play tested it and it went wrong.
And he
would walk up closer to him as well, just kind of looking at him.
So what does Steros say to that?
He looks and says, "Holy shit!" And he'll give you the once over, and he won't do it hard, but he'll punch you in the chest, to make you're the same size as me, And
I'll look down, maybe a little bigger.
You don't want to go into that, son.
That's true. You are called the One Eye for no reason.
That's exactly why. And
are they saying that in Giant?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's all in Giant.
It's all in Giant. And he'll ask, now I'm a little bit more amenable to this. What exactly were you wondering?
Like I said, I have forgotten a lot of my past. I know I was betrayed and stabbed in the back, but I don't know what I was doing helping in the first place or what I was trying to accomplish.
So, from our history, I'm not the brightest, I'm the runt of my ledger, but from what I can remember in history class, that's Corbin the Mighty. He he was trying to broker a peace between the Gagans and the Dragonlords, and then one of his closest friends is the one who betrayed him.
But
Or
what
betrayed you, I guess.
But what was why was I brokering the peace and how?
You're offering. Well, this Corbin was saying they came from a distant land and were offering. He kind of scratches his head. He says, "I can't think of the damn word, but offering something of great value." And then one of his, apparently one of his closest friends, and maybe even like the one person he was closest with, is the one who betrayed him, or betrayed you. But I have a question though: if the old Corbin got killed, and you're the old Corbin, but you're alive, I'm very confused.
Apparently, I didn't completely die. The gods have saved me to help, and now they have brought me back to help perhaps save the peace, or deal with the Titans if the peace is over.
Well, if you can keep that form, I have no doubt that you know exactly what you're doing with the Titans.
Not yet. Like I said, 500 years out of action has left me a little rusty.
Well, if we find my father and he joins, I will happily. You will have my oath that I will help in any way that I possibly can if we are able to find my father.
Very well. I am sure we will find him. And don't worry. I can communicate with the Amazons pretty good. They're not all bad once you get to know them.
Nasties.
And I will shrink back down, and I will go whistling around the boat with the Amazon tune.
And the people are like kind of just staring at you, like, "What the hell just happened?"
I completely forgot.
Arcadia would go up to
Sorry.
Corbin and say, "I wish you would stop whistling that."
But it is the song of your people.
No, it isn't.
What is it then?
It was a private communication between Liliana and me.
Oh,
Oh,
I thought it
oops.
was for all the Amazons.
No, it was just for us to let each other know that we were close by.
Oh. Well, maybe you should teach me the other Amazon songs then.
Dan, you were saying something. You forgot something.
Yes. I would like to, on the third day, gather the entire party in the cabin. Captain's quarters.
Okay. And you will notice
Yeah.
that all of these mornings, Arcadia is, back doing her. She's always doing her military exercises, but she is like doing it more like harder and longer than usual, and she looks like she's stressed out.
You see, Corbin has started scratching some runic letters on some of his equipment.
Gathering the party.
Yes, I would say we have been traveling together for a while now, and I was just thinking on our party, and we haven't officially sworn a graphic in yet. He has not taken the oath of fellowship with us, and we with him.
Excellent thought.
I think that maybe it should be
I am
about
getting
time.
tired of wearing this garlic all the time.
Indeed.
I'm
Or
sorry,
do
but
you?
what?
Yeah, you are not from this land. The oath of fellowship. I don't have the exact text. Yeah.
Arcadia says it's
mean-
nothing to worry about. All it means is that you're going to share the glory equally. You don't have to be friends.
That's fine. I
And
don't
you
need to
won't
take
suck
any
our
oath.
blood in the middle of the night.
That's
Stick your
fine,
what
I
in the
don't-
middle of the night?
I don't need to take any oath. You can all have the glory for your own, he says with a smile as he sits on the deck.
That is not how it works, Graphic, in this land.
Oh, well, I'm
I
not
will
from these
explain to
lands.
you. I will explain to you a little about this oath. Our actions in this realm will garner us the favor of the gods and fame and all of that. And these are actual blessings. I know that you do not believe in the gods, but for example, the power that I receive as a paladin is a blessing from the divine stallion. And with the oath of fellowship, you too will be able to share in our blessings, and we in yours. Without it, if you do something, the favor will not be shared between us.
Well, I don't really believe in it. Not that I don't believe, it's just I'm not aligned with any of the gods here, so I don't think it's that necessary.
If you do not take this oath with us, you will suffer.
Oh, any more so than I have already?
I don't know about that. I'm just telling you right now. You don't. I'm not going. I can't force you to take an oath. I'm just suggesting strongly that you do.
I don't really want to entangle myself with gods of a strange land. I don't really plan on staying in for that long.
Why are
I
you
think.
here, then?
Yeah. Why are you here?
I'm trying to figure that out myself, but once I do, I'm sure
No.
I'll be able
Hold on.
to-
How did you arrive here then?
Just kinda happened. I kind of washed up on shore, I guess you could say.
You were you sailing or?
I think I was at the time, probably sailing. I think I was going to Baldur's Gate.
Were you on one of Tim's ships? That's what happened to me. I vaguely recall.
Well, however you ended up in this land, you have become finally and truly entangled within it. So don't swear the oath then, but think about it. I think you're going to have to step up into this role as a hero or a chosen of the Oracle, because that's what you are. And you don't have a choice anymore.
How long can I get rid of it once I leave?
No.
Well, you can make the oath for the point of which you're with us. As soon as you leave us, the oath would be filled.
Fine, I guess, as long as it's not something that's gonna stick to me and bite me in the ass eventually.
Well, that's something you would do.
Do we have the exact text of the oath, Engorgio? Do you have it somewhere?
One step ahead.
Oh, nice. It's a really simple oath. It doesn't bind you as strongly as another oath might, but it does mean that your actions do reflect on us in some way. That if you anger the gods, they may also see us as a fellowship, and the entire fellowship will anger the gods.
Oh, wonderful.
But that's
But
never
at the
stuck
same
in the
time,
truth.
Can you write
At this-
down this oath so I get it right and don't end up pledging an oath to some, I don't know, crazy, demented god?
I just want to inform you of what it entails. I don't want you to swear something that you don't want to.
Arcadia would say, "Don't worry, Gravik. It hasn't stopped Demetrius, so you're fine."
I am in good standing with the gods. Demetrius would counter, and then he would say, I'm Yeah?
Fine. Gravik will close his eyes. I am Gravik Thorn, and I swear upon my life in my honor, that I will uphold the oath of fellowship with the warriors who stand at my side. He's gonna wait, take a breath, open one of his eyes, and look around as if something would change or something horrible might happen.
Oh, by the way, if you break this oath, food will turn to dust in your mouth, and harpies will come and bring you to a terrible island where you will be tortured for the rest of your life.
Oh, wonderful.
Congratulations! Welcome to the club.
Earlier.
Welcome to
And
the
I
club.
do mean that literally. We have seen it with our own eyes, so that will happen to you if you break the oath.
Great. Well, I'm sure when I get back home, I'll just go visit some red mages and maybe they'll find a way to break it for me.
And then we just will give him another weird look, like there he goes again, talking about some nonsense. First this is Baldur's Gate, whatever the hell that is, and now it's a red mage.
Is it Baldur's Gate
Alright,
1,
well.
2, or 3?
Welcome to the party, Graphic. Officially this time.
Yeah. Been fun so far.
At least now you know that we'll have each other's back. For sure.
Corbin
Because if we
sighs
don't, well.
relief and puts his garlic down.
That was it. That was all I wanted to tell you guys.
Well, when we're in there, Arcadia takes a deep breath and says, "We're heading to Themis right now."
Wait, what? The twins led to Themis? All right.
So we're going to. I should warn you. The defenses of the island.
Are there any girls there?
So there are several tribes, and the tribe of the Griffin are former druids of the Old Wood, and they bond with the Griffins and they ride them. So we have aerial defenses. The tribe of the Hydra is known for stealth, deception, and infiltration, and they are the Queen's protectors. The tribe of the Rhino is our cavalry. The tribe of the Eagle, of which Katria was the matriarch, are the scouts and hunters of the island. And the tribe of the Kraken, which was the tribe I was assigned to, are the sea marauders in the first line of defense on the island. The tribe of the Lioness were the Queen's Guard until they got overthrown by the recent Queen. And the tribe of the Hyena, of which Ileana was a member, is known for taming wild beasts, the hyena being the most common. So we have our work cut out for us.
Indeed. How will we even approach the island with all of these defenses that they have?
We need to dock far off of it. I can tell you where there's a more of a hidden cove.
Right. We'll dock the ship there, I guess. Then what do we do then?
I'm going to meet with the contact at Martina sent us, and she'll give me information on where the Queen is. But there's 3,000 Amazons on the island, and there's no way we can take them all on, so we need to go in and take care of this in a very small, stealthy way.
What is our policy on being attacked by an Amazon?
I don't know. I don't want to fulfill Ileana's lie that I am out to kill them all, so I would try to do non-lethal. But what must be done must be done if it comes to that. But I'm going to blunt my arrows because I know that not everyone is worshipping this area, but the Queen slaughtered an entire tribe. She slaughtered Ileana's tribe because they resisted, and she executed my aunt. And it brought everybody else to heel. But I know there are people on there who would welcome continuing the restoring of his worship.
All right. Regarding the Queen, we're definitely going to kill her.
Yes. And she pulls out something, and she found some burlap sacks that like grain was held in. And she said she is a creature like Moxina, which are like basilisks. So they can use their eyes to petrify you. So it's best to think of her as an extremely powerful basilisk.
Oh,
And
she's also
I was
one of
thinking if we were able to get and throw this bag over her head, throw a bag over her head, that would take away a big weapon of hers. But I don't know much more about that, and I don't know what the range of how far away she needs to be in order to have that effect.
You've thought this through as ever. Your plans are good, Arcadia. Well,
We should have mirrors if Arcadia has a steel mirror in her package. She says this would be helpful, just like the basilisks, if we have any mirrors.
regarding the Hydra, do you know where it is?
There is a temple that is in an eastern bay, and it's very well defended and constructed entirely underground, and it doubles as both a prison and a place of worship. And I've only heard of this. I've never been there. And there are 2 entrances underwater, and that's where the Hydra is. You have to either confront a Hydra or squeeze through a pipe. So it would be good for Nico to prepare water breathing and pass without trace, so we can be as stealthy as possible.
Regarding where we are going to dock, is the Queen anywhere near the Hydra?
And I'm hoping to find that out from Gabrielle.
Because I don't think we can take both of them. I think we have to make a choice here.
I think the Hydra is probably guarding the Queen.
That's a problem. Well, the messenger will meet us on the island when he can, and I guess we'll have to check with your contact, right? I'll just, I guess it's the best idea that you will take the lead on this island and also handle the conversations. Should we pretend to be your slaves or prisoners or something?
I don't.
Or are we kill on sight there?
I don't think so. We'll see what happens.
All
They
right.
don't take kindly to anybody. They don't take kindly to strangers, especially men. So it's not going to be good no matter what I do.
And what are we going to do about Steros's father?
I'm guessing he's probably in that prison.
I think we need to release him. Steros would be most grateful for us.
I would give Corbin a strange look, and I'd say, why is everyone damn eager to please that guy?
Well, I was trying to make peace for his people.
Why?
Before all
What
this
do you care
began.
about him? Oh, it's in the ancient times, I guess.
Hey,
All right.
little whippersnapper.
It's just odd that he seems to have quite some charisma if he even managed to convince Arcadia. And I'd say let's do that then.
Yeah, they don't call him Mr. Winky for nothing.
Should we bring him along in our party? I think Moxina wanted to join as well, right?
Might help.
He wouldn't know that, but I.
Oh, sorry.
But she would tell them that Maxima wants to come, but she doesn't think it's a good idea to bring him with them.
Yeah, I guess
But
he's
she
a little
can't.
big.
Well, and she can't predict if he accidentally gets shot with an arrow or something, or even purposely shot with an arrow because they see an intruder, which I wouldn't blame them. They see a giant.
What about some disguise, wizard? Can you turn us into a woman?
Oh my god.
I would ask Grubik.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh my god.
Can you make us appear as women?
Why?
Because we are going to the island of the Amazons where men are either killed or enslaved.
I don't think they have any Amazon centaurs.
Well, I think they would at least be more amiable to visitors if they were female.
I would get. I've never been asked that before. I guess the closest thing I had known was Major Image, but I don't think that would work. Could just wear women's clothes? I don't know. Why are you asking me this?
Because you're a wizard. This is
Not
what
that
you
kind of
do. You
wizard.
use magic to solve problems.
The more direct kind.
Next time,
No,
just say no.
Just.
All right. Well, no disguises then.
Everything doesn't
we
have to
can
be
still find
magic. I
disguises.
mean, if you want to be a woman, I guess you could dress up as one.
Oh, please. There is no way anyone would ever believe I am a woman without
I don't know. I've seen some centaur women, and they're not exactly much different.
Oh, no? Didn't you see the tits on the last one? On the
A few grapefruits would probably work.
and I would look at him incredulously, like,
Does
no.
Demetrius know how to talk?
You do have apples.
Jesus. Yeah, it will work for you, not for me.
Corbin
Hey,
would, use
watermelons?
Corbin would use minor illusion to see if he could give Demetrius some boobs.
Oh, what a great and responsible use of magic, Corbin. And Demetrius would stand there with boobs and he would wave his hand to it and say, cut it off, Corbin.
God, these guys.
Just seeing if it could be done.
All right, is everyone in
I
agreement
know.
here that we're going to let Arcadia take the lead on this?
I know of some spells that we could probably use for that, but I don't know them. We could try and learn them if we could find some scrolls.
Since we're heading there and we're going to arrive there, I think, tomorrow, I don't think that's going to happen.
Probably not then.
All right? We're just gonna have to make do then.
Alright. So, I'll read these constellations. So, the two stars directly above us are the twins named for Sidon and Theria. One day, the great tree from which all Thylia was born blossomed with 7 shimmering fruits. Seeing this luscious bounty, Kentamine reached from the ocean and devoured the fruit, casting the spike-covered pits aside. The pits floated on the water, taunting Kentamine. In his anger, he smashed them to the bottom of the sea, pricking his hands on the thorns and leaving a wash of blood in the waves. The next morning, the 7 pits floated back to the surface and split open, and the Titans, the children of Kentamine and Thylia, burst forth, fully formed. But one of the 7 pits gave birth to a pair of Titans, Sidon and Utheria, the youngest of Kentamine's children. They would eventually overthrow their siblings and conquer all of Thylia in their lust for power. So, you hear land ho. And let's share this.
Arcadia rushes to the and look.
So your ship nears a large isle made of flat grassland, only occasionally broken by small copses. From your ship, you can see a herd of strange, speckled creatures similar in appearance to horses, but with ridiculously long necks that can reach to the top of tall trees. And that's where we will end. But before we end, there is one thing you guys need to do.
Uh-oh.
Anyone want to guess?
No idea.
Level up.
Level up.
Again?
What?
Nice. That's fast.
We're on turbo leveling.
Oh, it's because we're gonna get our asses kicked.
Yes, because we just arrived
it
on
can't be
Demons.
good.
He's like, oh shit, they need another level.
Oh my god.
Work with me.
I mean, if you don't want to, you don't have to, but...
Oh, no, we'll take it.
There, you're officially level 10, you're halfway.
When I started hearing about griffins and navies and hydras, I was like, ah, shit.
Yeah, it's no joke. That's why Arcadia's been like dreading this. She's been noticing that she looks a little haggard again, and has been. She usually wakes up to having nightmares. You notice that if you're ever up on deck when she's sleeping, she'll often have nightmares, but they've been increased, and that's what she looks like. She's been not getting great amounts of sleep, and that's my in character excuse for why she was shooting so poorly on Fire Island. It's like distracted and not herself. But seriously, 30% was terrible.
Yeah, it was kind of fun. Alright, but we'll cut the stream while you guys are doing that. But our stream, so we are done. They get to go to level 10, so 2 levels in 2 sessions. What the hell? I'm a nice DM, I swear. But, this session will be back up on YouTube sometime in the next couple days. If you need to figure it out, or to watch old episodes, there you go. Next session will be on Saturday. We'll be playing session 4 of whatchamacallit? Phandelver. And then next Sunday at 8:30 a.m. for session 72 of Odyssey. So thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you in the morning, or see you next week. Goodbye.